Greetings everyone, this is Spartan 275, Captain of the Victor Volutini, and welcome to the week one battle between me and DJ and the Birmingham Jolts. Uh, so coming into this matchup, I really expected to see his Incineroar, Tapafini, Necrozma, and Kafagrigus uh, through like various mock battles. The two mons was not expecting to see are Seismitoad and Braviary. So that's those two mons are relatively interesting mons to bring in. I could see maybe one of them be Scarf, but just based off of the team, I kind of wanted to not lead Nidoqueen like I normally would be like I normally what I did say back in the team builder. So instead, I led with Comfey, and other than that, that's what my mindset was. It was that did not lead Nidoqueen, but lead Comfey first. So without further ado, let's begin with the battle. All right, so yeah, I lead up with Comfey, and he leads out with Cofagrigus. So I was kind of right with leading Comfey first, and I went for the taunt. But surprisingly enough, he goes for he goes first. Cofagrigus going first, and when I saw the text on the bottom, I'm like, oh, this is a sense of deja vu as his Z magic coat boosting up his special defense and the taunt bouncing back towards me, so it kind of backfired on me. So I was a bit worried about how this was gonna go. So I went ahead and U-turned out and brought in Skarmory, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't worry about the mummy ability as I was switching out. So yeah, I brought in Skarmory just so I could just try to whirlwind it out. Surprisingly enough, he goes for Calm Mind in front of me, so I was kind of a bit on the worrying end, you know? And so I went ahead and clicked on Whirlwind. He goes for another Calm Mind, and I was like, this guy's getting very, very greedy. So, but I was surprised he didn't go for like Magico on this turn. But I roll him out, bring in Tapafini. That means that his Z Crystal is pretty much used up. No more like +2 in special defense. So I went in and attacked on this turn because I knew it was gonna probably taunt and I didn't have much of a switch in. So I went with Braid Bird. Surprisingly enough, it did an okay amount of damage, just enough. But I didn't want to stay in, try to get Skarmory burnt. So I went ahead and switched out into Slowking. Surprisingly enough, he withdrew Tapafini and brings in the Incineroar, which was I was not expecting of him to bring it in. Well, I kind of did, but at the same time, I wasn't during that time. So I went ahead. I said, you know what? I'm just gonna use my Z move. I was gonna use Z Scald, take it down. I get hit by knockoff. I only get half my HP down, and I completely would go nuclear and went with the Hydro Vortex. Now I was kind of worried that I was not gonna OHKO Incineroar if it was like a bulky set, but surprisingly enough, it actually OHKOs. So I was very surprised. And I later found out later on after the battle that Incineroar was scarfed. So that was very, very helpful of me for doing that. I went ahead and switched out and brought back in Skarmory as I didn't want it to try to set up in front of me. He goes for a Shadow Ball, good play on him. I tank it a decent amount. Uh, so this is where I started to play a little bit of mind games. Sorry for the video being all stuttery and whatnot. But he goes for the Magic Coat. He tries to predict it. But I go for Brave Bird and try to out predict it. Sure, go for I get the Mummy ability on me, but I didn't really care because his Starry's already broken, and I just wanted to get some damage off of Cofagrigus so that later on I could just switch in Mega Charizard, just click Fire Blast and whatnot. He switches into Necrozma. I use Whirlwind, and he brings back in once again Cofagrigus. I was gonna laughing a bit when that happened, but I said, you know what? I'm just gonna say screw it. I'm just gonna keep on clicking Brave Bird until it's low on health, and I kind of felt bad that I pretty much sacked Skarmory, but at the same time, I think it was the better choice of doing it, as it forces the Cofagrigus to attack and not set up. So if I, well, even then, yeah, because he probably thought of a 50-50 if I go for Roost and he goes for Calm Mind. So I just went in and attacked. Skarmory goes down. I send out Nidoqueen. I went for, if I'm not mistaken, Stealth Rocks on this turn. No, I actually attacked. Okay, so I went in and attacked. I did not have much of a switch in, so I just went ahead and sacked Nidoqueen, which was kind of a disappointment that I sacked Nidoqueen. I could have switched into Slowking to tank the Photon Geyser, but I wasn't thinking that ahead of the game. So losing that Mon kind of hurt, since I wasn't able to put in T-Spikes. So I bring in Comfey, I land the Leech Seed, he sets up Stealth Rock, so this is the part where I was trying to guess what item Necrozma had, because he didn't tell me. DJ didn't tell me after the game, so it was up for grabs what it was. He switches out Necrozma, brings back in Cofagrigus. I went for the taunt just in case that Necrozma was also a setup on. But I went for the Leech Seed just to ensure that I could keep the Triage ability. And he attacks with Shadow Ball. I take a decent amount of damage onto it since I didn't put any defenseman into special defense. But with HP invested in it, I survived. I wasn't gonna like lose a lot of health. So I take down Cofagrigus with Leech Seed. He brings in Tafufini. I was like, okay, this is my chance to just go ahead and taunt him, prevent him from doing anything. I taunted, I outspeed it, and if surprising enough, he tried to go for taunt as well. Because I pretty much revealed it. So yeah. So I went for Leech Seed. I landed Leech Seed. He still attacks. He attacks for Surf. It did a decent amount of damage, which I was kind of a bit worried. So I went ahead and attacked just to ensure that I could weaken the Tabufini for late game. So I'm above half the HP. He switches out Tabufini and brings in Braviary. And I was kind of surprised why he would bring Braviary until I realized how much damage Drainkiss did, which was barely anything. And then it revealed leftovers, so I was like, oh, this is probably a bulky Braviary. So I went in and used Leech Seed and just to prevent it from doing anything, he goes for substitute. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he went for substitute instead of just straight up attacking. But at the same time, I can understand it. Excuse me. Um, I this to be honest, this was more of a misclick. I go for see it again instead of me going for taunt. But at the same time, it could have been helpful if I used Leaf Seed if he switched out the Braviary for later. So he gets a +1 in the attack and defense. Sorry. And in this turn, I went ahead and go for taunt. Just to ensure that it wouldn't get set up, it wouldn't roost. Just so, and luckily enough, I get able to build the substitutes, which I looked that up before I clicked the taunt. So he goes for Brave Bird. It did so much damage, but surprisingly enough, it survived. This was the part where I was deciding whether or not to sack Comfey, but I had another idea. He probably would have attacked, so I switched out and brought in Soaking, just so that it could die through recoil, as Soaking pretty much did its job, mainly to take down the Incineroar, I guess. So he goes for it, deals a lot of damage. I live in 15 HP. He loses a lot of recoil. Even with leftovers, the Leaf Seed was enough to take out Braviary. So that was pretty good. I just let after this, I went ahead and kept Slowking in. I didn't want to switch out and whatnot. So I just want to let it sack so I can safely bring in Mega Charizard Y to and I say safely, loosely, as crit didn't matter because the rocks were still up. And I apologize for the stutterness in the video. I don't know what happened to with all the stuttering, but so I went ahead and Mega Evolve. I went in and clicked Fire Blast just to ensure that I can guarantee an Oko to knock out Necrozma instead of going for Solar Beam or Air Slash. So I went for Fire Blast. It landed and it took down Necrozma, which I was blessed by it. He sends out Seismitoad, and only Seismitoad and Tapu Fini left, so I went ahead and clicked Solar Beam for the rest of the game. I go for Solar Beam. He actually has Rindo Berry on Seismitoad, but even with the Rindo Berry, it wasn't enough to keep it alive. So Seismitoad gets knocked out. That Rindo Berry was probably for Tangrowth, which surprisingly enough I didn't use in this game. But even if even then, I could have been able to win with just Tangrowth by near the end of the game, even if Mega Charizard didn't make it through. So I land the Solar Beam. It doesn't go down, which surprised me. He goes for the Surf. With the sun up, I was able to take it well enough so that I can able to knock it out with Solar Beam, and that is game. The game went out better than I hoped, especially when I was able to take down Incineroar. But other than that, I guess the game went well. The first turn Z Magicoat was nothing more than like deja vu. I was surprised at how well he went in and did that. So yeah, so thank you very much for enjoying this video. I hope. I'm sorry for the stuttering on the video. Hopefully, I'll get that fixed in the next week's battle. If you enjoyed the commentary or the battle, you can go ahead and click that like button. If you enjoy the content overall, you can go ahead and subscribe. I'm trying to stay a little bit consistent on the uploading and whatnot. But that's about it. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.